Welcome back to episode 15 of the Out of the Park 24 Milwaukee Brewers franchise. We are in the beginning of August. We have a 1-game lead in our division, and we're 15 games over 500. We went on a little run in the last episode. I think the last episode we were 7-2, and the time before that we were 6-3. So no, 6 and 3 in the episode previous, and then the very last episode we were 7-2. So we went on a little run, pushed our winning percentage up into the right around 570, and gave us a 1-game lead in the division. Right now it's a 2-race horse in the division between us and the Cardinals. Everyone else is not very good. So let's go from there. Let's look at the scouting report for our next series against the Pirates. It's Peralta, Burns, Ashby, Woodruff, and then versus Burrows, Malone, Ortiz, and Mendez. So they are 11 games below 500. Hopefully we can have a solid series, but you never know. A little 4-game series against the Pirates coming up. I'll just cut this. Sometimes it takes a little bit for the first one to load. Three, 2, 1. So Christian Yelich got hurt. He is hamstring soreness, and he's day-to-day. And then Sal Frelick, he's also injured, and it's pending. So that's not good. Can I move him to the injured list? I'll wait one more day to see before I move him over to the injured list. I just don't know for sure. And I don't want to do it if he's going to be out for like 3 days, right? That'd be a waste, putting him on the 10-day to save or injured list without. But Christian Yelich is only going to be out 4 days. He's day-to-day. Because he could actually play, but I have Jesse Winker, Garrett Mitchell, Brian Anderson can play outfield. So that's what I'll do. So I'm going to, until we hear back on Frelick, I don't want him to play either, so where is it? I know there's a way, strategy. Christian Yelich, I'm going to bench player for 4 days to make sure that he's good. And then I'm going to go back and do the same thing with Frelick. Except he's red, so he can't play. So we're good there. And then it's the Christian Yelich injury. So hopefully sit him for 4 days, make sure that he doesn't make it worse, and we can go from there. Let's look at the game. We won 7-1. Freddie Peralta got his 10th win of the year. He threw 6 innings, gave up 1 run, and it was earned, 4 hits, 2 walks, and 8 strikeouts. Adrian Hauser came in, threw 2 in a third scoreless, only giving up 3 hits. And then Scott came in, got the last 2 outs, and only gave up a hit. I wouldn't have minded if Hauser would have came in and just got the 3-inning save and ended up getting a save. That would have been interesting and fun. Hitting-wise, Yelich had a double, but then he had a hamstring soreness, so then Garrett Mitchell came in for him. That was Yelich's 17th double of the year. Sal Frelick came in and got his 11th double of the year. Caratini played left field, so that's great. Terang had 2 hits. Damas with a hit, Tellez with a hit, Contreras with a hit, Yelich with his double, Frelick with a single and a double, and then Anderson with 2 singles. We had 2 double plays, left 8 on base. So, but we scored 7 runs, so that's good. That's actually really good. I'm going to go back to the home. I'm going to go back. I'm going to set lineups for the next couple games because with it being I want to make sure that we have people in the right position. Like I don't want Christian Yelich playing. He has to. I want him to sit. So I want him to sit. Frelick has to sit because he's also hurt. Jesse Winker can come in and play outfield. Get Mitchell can play center field, and then Brian Anderson is going to play right field. So then we are covered there. We're good to go. We can't really go righty lefty as much, but that's fine. It's just kind of what we have to do. Same thing here. Mitchell, do that. Winker has to play left field. Anderson has to play right field. Luke Voigt probably has to get some at-bats as well. So, at DH. I'm going to do the same thing here. Take out Yelich and Frelick. Put Anderson and Winker in. Anderson in right. Winker in left. So, that's good. And then one more day. Yelich and Frelick out. Anderson in right. Winker in left. And Voigt in the DH spot. So we'll go from there. After the first Colorado game, we'll figure it out. I mean, hopefully we'll heal back from Frelick. His diagnosis is still pending. Don't want to play him if I don't need to. But game 2 of the series coming up. Here we go. Matt Bush suffered a day-to-day injury. Recovery is expected to take 4 weeks. I'm going to move Matt Bush to the injured list, just the 15-day. I was going to sit him, but if it's going to take 4 weeks, yeah, he could pitch through it, but I would prefer him not to pitch through it. Okay, so Sal Frelick is not hurt, apparently. His diagnosis came back clean. So that's good. I'm not mad about that. I can go back to the daily lineups and see what's up. Otherwise, I can always just see what the computer does. Go back to lineups and daily lineups. The computer likes to throw people in there, so I'll figure it out. As long as I can take Yelich out for now. Alright, he's almost back, but take Yelich out, move Anderson in. Anderson can play left field. I know it's weird, he normally plays right field, but I can put him in left field. I'm guessing he'll be okay. Maybe not. I'll put him in right field. I'll switch these two. I'll put Frelick in left and Anderson in right. And Frelick in left. Frelick in left. Anderson in right. Adames at short. And Uris at third. Yeah, just don't have to go so fast, and don't have to rush going through that stuff. We lost that game, 8-6. Corbin Burns threw 4 2/3, gave up 6 runs and 8 hits, 1 walk, 9 strikeouts, 2 home runs. Hauser threw an inning. Pampas gave up through a third of an inning. Robinson came in through 2/3 of an inning. Bush a third of the inning, and Strzelecki 2/3 of an inning. Hauser gave up 2 runs in the 1 inning he pitched. So not good pitching wise. I mean, we gave up 8 runs. Obviously, it's not good. Damas with his 19th double of the year. Terang with his 24th double of the year. Winker with his 20th home run of the year. And Contreras with his 11th home run of the year. Mitchell had a single. Damas with his double. Contreras with a home run and a single. Voigt with a single. Winker with a home run and 2 singles. Anderson with 3 singles. And Bryce Terang with the double. So, I mean, we got hits. We scored 6 runs. Not a bad offensive day. We just didn't pitch very well, which that's not good. We need to pitch better. Right now, the series is 1-1. Let's look at the emails. Frelick, injury diagnosed. It's not serious. Okay, so he's good. Matt Bush, injury diagnosis, and he's day-to-day for 4 weeks. I'm not going to pitch him. Just sit him. One of the nice things about doing that is now pitching or organization-wise, I have 25 players. Should I think about bringing someone up? Right, like, is there a position that I have quite a few relievers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 relievers with 6 starters, so I got 12 pitchers already. I could maybe bring someone else up, or the other possibility is I just bring in another pitcher, bring in Wilson or Junk, and let them pitch out of the bullpen as well. I think I'm going to, wait, he's Rule 5 draft eligible, and he's out of minor league options. So he's not on the 40-man. I would have to add him. I have room on the 40-man, though, so I have 5 spots. So that wouldn't be an issue. And I might do that anyways, just to make him not eligible, but when I want to move him down, he's going to have to be designated for assignment. I can re-add him to the 40-man at that point as well. I think that's probably what I'll end up doing, because he doesn't have a right to refuse a minor league assignment. So I brought in Bryce Wilson. I'll make sure that he is, I can put him in middle relief and just normal usage, and let him throw some innings maybe, and get him into the majors. So, Game 3 coming up of this series. Here we go. Apparently the Cardinals lost a game, or both games in their series so far. Well, they won the last one, but we also won 6-5. Close game. Aaron Ashby threw 4 2/3. Gave up 2 runs, both of them not earned, and then 2 hits, 3 walks, and 8 strikeouts. Pempis came in, threw a scoreless inning in the 3rd. Cam Robinson came in, gave up the lead, but then he ended up getting the win. He gave up 3 runs in an inning, given on 3 hits. I'm guessing it was a 3-run home run. If I go look, home run 6. Yeah, it was a 3-run home run. Peter Strzelecki, a scoreless 2/3 of an inning. Milner came in, there was a runner on, got out of the jam from Strzelecki. And then Devin Williams, with his 26th save of the year, threw a scoreless 9th. Hitting wise, we had 6 runs. Winker had his 18th double of the year. Voigt had his 10th home run of the year. Garrett Mitchell had his 7th home run of the year. Willie Adames had his 31st home run of the year. Garrett Mitchell with his 4 bases, Willie with his 4 bases, Rowdy with 2 singles, Winker with 3 singles, Sal Frelick with a hit, Urias with a hit, Voit with a double and 2 singles, Anderson with a hit, Caratini with a hit. So hits all over the place. Turang and Anderson both with errors. RBIs, Mitchell 1, Adames 3, Urias 1, Voit 1. So, a little mix. 3-run home run by Willie Adames was 3 runs for us in the 6th. So, that was a big play for us. Here we go, trying to get the series win against the Pittsburgh Pirates. So that's important. Just trying to consistently win series. We did another high-scoring game. We won 9-8. Garrett Mitchell was the player of the game. We'll look at the stats and see what happened. Brandon Woodruff, 6 1/3 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, 10 strikeouts, gave up 1 home run. Hobie Milner threw 2/3 of an inning, gave up a run on 2 hits. Bryce Wilson threw an inning and gave up a run on 1 hit, but it was unearned. Devin Williams blew a save, and then Scott came in and got out of the inning. He inherited 3 runners and only allowed 1 runner. So, but he only had to get 1 out. Hitting wise, Willie Adames had hit his 20th home run of the year. Sal Frelick had his 20th double of the year for Adames. Sal Frelick had his 12th double of the year. Garrett Mitchell had his 8th home run, so back-to-back games with home runs for Garrett Mitchell. Rowdy Tellez with his 25th home run of the year. Mitchell also had a double, either a double or 2 singles. It had to be 2 singles. So a home run and 2 singles. Adames with a single and 2 or double and 2 singles. Rowdy with a home run and a single. Contreras with a single. Frelick with a double and a single, and Anderson with 2 singles. Urias had 2 errors, so not great. RBIs, Mitchell had 2, Adames had 1, Rowdy had 4, Contreras had 2. So big. Top of the lineup this game for the runs. But we ended up winning the game, ended up winning the series. So I'll take that every day of the week. I extended our lead by a game. So that's always positive stuff. Just got to keep building on the positive. This Rocky series, we're facing a 40-30 Rockies team. So they're 30 games under 500. Our pitching matchups are Wheeler, Lauer, Peralta, and then Dennis Freeland, Marquez, and Feltner. They have Chris Bryant, Tover, Jones, McMahon, and Servine as their top players. So, a team, again, another beatable team that hopefully we can go out and play really well against and put it to them a little bit. Game 1 of the series, we won 10-4. Let's look at the box score. Zach Wheeler, 5 innings, gave up 7 hits, 2 runs which were earned, no walks, and 7 strikeouts. Bryce Wilson threw an inning, gave up a run on 1 hit, but also had a walk. Cam Robinson, an inning and a third, 1 run on a hit, 2 strikeouts. Adrian Hauser, 1 2/3, no runs, gave up 1 hit, allowed the inherited runner to score from Cam Robinson. Hitting wise, this is where we put the game away. When we score 10 runs, you're going to win a lot of baseball games. Willie Adames with his 21st double of the year. Luke Voigt with his 11th home run. Luis Urias with his 21st home run of the year. Winker with his 21st home run of the year. Adames with his 32nd home run of the year. Mitchell with a single. Adames also added a single to his line, so he had a single, double. He was just a triple short of the cycle. Urias had a home run and a single. Contreras had 2 singles. Luke Voigt added a single to his home run. Sal Frelick had a single. Turang had a single. And Winker had his home run. Mitchell had his 35th stolen base of the year. And Sal Frelick had his 9th stolen base of the year. We had 1 double play. Adames, Urias, Contreras, Voigt, Anderson, Turang, Winker all had RBIs today. And Willie Adames was the player of the game. Chris Bryant ties an NL regular season game record for 5 strikeouts in a game. So he wasn't wearing a golden sombrero. He was wearing like maybe platinum sombrero. I don't know if there's a saying for 5 strikeouts in a game. Could be. Should be platinum sombrero. We had a player in the minors that got shut down for a PCL ligament. He was a catcher. I mean, maybe, but we have better catching prospects in the minors. So, all right, game 2 of the series. It's going to be Lauer versus Marquez. We won game 2 of the series, 7-5. Lauer, 5 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. Scott pitched a third of an inning and gave up 2 runs on 3 hits. So not a great day outing for Scott. Strzelecki, 2/3 of an inning, gave up a run on 1 hit. Milner, in 2/3 of an inning, gave up a run on 2 hits. Pempis, inning and a third, scoreless, perfect. Devin Williams on his 27th save of the year. Nothing, just 2 strikeouts for Devin Williams. So, even though he hasn't been great this year, has 27 saves. Probably could have had more, but he struggled at times. We scored 7 runs, so I mean, we did some offensive damage. Brian Anderson with his 2nd triple of the year. Willie Adames with his 33rd home run of the year. Luke Voigt with his 12th home run of the year. Turang with a single. Adames with his home run. Tellez with 2 singles. Voigt with his home run. Urias with a single. Caratini with a single. Anderson with his triple. Frelick on a double play. We had a double play. Yelich to Caratini. And that was also an outfield assist. So Yelich must have threw a guy out at home, which is surprising because Christian Yelich does not have the best arm in the world. But he had an outfield assist, so good for him. So, won the series. Let's try to sweep the series. The Cardinals have lost some games, so we're now 3.5 games up in the division. So let's go, and we got the sweep. We won 11-3. Freddie Peralta threw 5 innings, gave up 2 runs on 6 hits, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts. Hauser threw an inning, gave up an under-and run on 3 hits. Bryce Wilson, 2/3 of an inning, scoreless. Obi Milner threw an inning and a third, scoreless, and Pappas threw 1 inning, scoreless. So, playing with the game moved forward, so we must have had, again, we scored 11 runs. So, we scored some runs, which is good to see. It's always nice to get on a little roll, score some runs. Anderson with his 7th double of the year. Adames with his 22nd double of the year. Garrett Mitchell with his 9th home run of the year, so starting to get a little bit of power. Contreras with his 12th home run of the year. Voit with his 13th home run of the year. Mitchell also added a single to it. Adames added a single to his double. Rowdy Tellez added 3 singles. Contreras had 4 singles. Oh no, he had a home run. Frelick with a single. Voit with a home run and 2 singles. Turang with 2 singles. And Anderson with a double. Mitchell with his 36th stolen base of the year. So, I mean, he's going to keep stealing bases for me, which it's always fun to get some cheap ones. And then you can always, if he can hit 10 to 15 home runs a year, he'll be a big time player for us. RBIs Mitchell with 1, Tellez with 1, Contreras with 2, Frelick with 1, Voit with 3, Turang with 1, Anderson with 2. So a mix of guys getting RBIs. That's always good. Big game. Got the sweep. That's important. Yeah, it's always good to get a sweep. Let's go to the next day. We're now 4.5 games up on the Cardinals. So hopefully we can just keep chugging along. 5. They lost on our off day. So we're now 5 games up on the St. Louis Cardinals. Let's see the scouting report for the White Sox series. They are 12 games over 500, so not bad. 3rd place in the AL Central, 3 games back. Burns, Ashby, Woodruff, and then Kopika, Lynn, and Stripling for their pitching matchups. Anderson, Robert, Travis d'Arnaud, Dylan Cease, and Andrew Vaughn as their top players. I'm going to delete these emails. So we could have a really good set of 10 games here if this series goes how it hopefully goes. But not only did the Cardinals, are we 5 games up on the Cardinals? If somehow the Cardinals get really hot and we lose a couple games, with our record we would be first in the wild card. Do we have? Can I see the other? Before we do, I can check that out after. So let's go to the series. Game 1 against the Chicago White Sox. We lost 8-3. Pitching wise, Corbin Burns, he's been so bad lately. I mean, I don't know when the last time he had a good start was. I think he started off hot. Let's look at his stats a little bit. Yeah, I mean, 5 runs, 6 runs, 7 runs were his last 3 starts, and then 2 runs and 1 run. Like, that's just not Corbin Burns like, right? Like, I mean, his ERA went from 3.75 to 4.4 in 5 starts. He just struggled. He's just struggling, which is not good, but he gave up 5 runs on 5 hits. Scott threw 2/3 of an inning, gave up 3 runs, and Anderson threw an inning and 2/3 and gave up no runs. Or Hauser came in and threw. But we also only scored 3 runs. You can win some games by only scoring 3 runs, but not when you give up 8. Rowdy had a double. Adames had his 34th home run of the year, a 2-run home run. Mitchell had a hit. Adames with his home run. Rowdy added a single to his double. Urias had a single. Anderson had a single. Frelick had a single. Trang had a single. So we had 8 hits, but we kind of just scattered them. Garrett Mitchell, 37th stolen base of the year, 2 double plays. We just didn't score. Rowdy also had a RBI. So Willie with 2 RBIs, Rowdy with 1. We came off a series where we scored a lot. You're going to have a game where you're just going to be average one game. So not that bad. Hitting wasn't that bad. It was a pitching issue in that game. Game 2 of the series. Lost that one. So Willie Damas had a game, but we lost this game 7-4. Aaron Ashby gave up 6 runs in 3 innings. Adrian Hauser pitched 2 innings, didn't give up a run. Bryce Wilson pitched an inning, gave up no runs. Cam Robinson threw 2 innings and gave up 1 run on 2 hits. So everyone else in the pitching staff did okay except for Aaron Ashby, who got rocked. So yeah, not a good day for Aaron Ashby. Mitchell had a double. Brian Anderson had a double. So 25th for Mitchell, 8th for Anderson. Luis Rios had his 22nd home run of the year. Mitchell also added 2 more singles. Willie Adames with 2 singles. So he ended his streak of 7 straight games with extra base hits. Winker went for a single. Luis Rios with his home run. Turang with 2 singles. Anderson with his double and a single, and Caratini with a single. Mitchell had 2 stolen bases for 38 and 39 of the year. So you're going to get 40. I mean, he's probably going to get easily 40 stolen bases. If you're going to get up to 45 or 50, that would be insane. Bryce Turang with his 22nd and 23rd stolen bases of the year, and Willie Adames got caught stealing for the 6th time. I almost want to say, Willie, don't steal. That would make sense, but, you know, that could have just been he got picked off. So, yeah, well, this will be a big 3rd game of the series. You don't want to get swept in a series. That doesn't help you. So, hopefully we can win this series or win this game, win the last game in the series, make me feel better. Nope, we lost. So we got swept in the series. So we went from having a 5-game lead to just being down to a 2.5-game lead. In the division, Brandon Woodruff threw 6 innings, gave up 5 hits, 2 runs, which were earned, had 2 walks, and had 10 strikeouts. Cam Robinson gave up 1 run on 1 inning, and then Hobie Milner threw a scoreless 8th. So not a terrible day, we just couldn't score today. Contreras had 2 doubles, 15 and 16. Willie Adames had a hit, Tellez had a hit, Contreras had 4 hits, 3 of them singles in that double, and Frelick with 3 hits. I mean, no one had an RBI. We left runners left in scoring position with 2 outs. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 runners left in scoring position. You bring a couple more of those home, you put some more pressure on. That's tough. Frelick with a stolen base, along with Turang, his 24th stolen base of the year. We gave up 2 runs in the first, and it just kind of trickled away from there. We couldn't score a run, so yeah, so that will do it for this episode. Well, let's look around a little bit. Our team chemistry, ecstatic. So that's probably helping us play a little bit better. We go in here. That's not what I want. Well, we can go in. Let's look at our roster and look at stats for a little bit. This was a shorter episode so far. Cam Robinson, even though he's been struggling, I mean, I shouldn't say struggling. He just hasn't been as good as he was when he started. It still has good numbers. Oh, I'm in. I want to go Major League scope. All right. Bryce Wilson early on, of course, 4 games. He's been pitching well. Freddie Peralta, he's been really good. I mean, his ERA is under 2 as a starter, and he's thrown 121 pitches, and he's under a 2. Cam Robinson is still solid. Vernon Woodruff is solid, right around a 3 ERA. Pompous. I mean, Aaron Ashby struggled. He just got back. His numbers he had 1 bad game, so that's gonna not be good for him. Corbin Burns is below average so far this year, which is not good, not what's expected of him. Hopefully he can figure it out by the end of the year. Otherwise, I mean, I'm gonna trade him either way, but hopefully he can figure it out, right? Otherwise, hitting wise, or batting stats, let's look at OPS plus real quick. Luke Voigt, again, killing it. I mean, he's got only half of the game started and half of the plate appearances, and he's got 13 home runs to Rowdy's 25 home runs. Willie Adames is starting to get on a tear again. He's got 34 home runs. Victor Caratini's back to average. Bryce Terang is below average, but I like him for his glove and his speed. So, like, I'm not that worried about him. I'm hoping his bat comes in. Yelich is right around average. Garrett Mitchell is right around average. But again, that's just him hitting the ball. That's not his glove. That's not his stolen bases. Like, there's things that are going well for him. So let's look at our minor leagues, or some of our prospects that we have. I'm going to put all levels for scope because I don't know what levels these guys are all playing on. Jefferson Quirio, 155 OPS plus. He's hitting the ball well, especially as a catcher. 315 average, 394 on base, 571 slug. Like, he's killing it. Luis Lara is playing well right now. He's still... Oh, I guess I can take him off. He is removed from prospect. Yes, he's no longer in my system. Robert Moore is okay. Jackson Cheerio is, I mean, right now he's 34 overall. That's compared to major league numbers. His contact's 40, power is 55, eye is 45, and defense is 45 in center field. But he has a chance to be 70 in left field. I might try to set his position to left field. Hopefully he can get more reps out there and get better. Because if he can be a 70 left fielder, Garrett Mitchell's going to be in center. Frelick can be in right, and we can just cover the outfield and be really good defensively. But yeah, if his contact could get up to 75, I mean, that can happen. So, like, he's good. I mean, 40, 45, 55, 45, 35 is pretty good. If this avoid case can get up to 50 or 55, and this contact can get up to 50 to 60, he's going to be like a perennial all-star. If this contact gets up to 70, if his potentials hit where they could hit, he's going to be really good for us. So, and he's only 19 years old. So I'm not going to try to rush him up or do anything like that. Joey Weimer apparently is feeling it a little bit, so he's started to, I mean, he's 280, 375, 515 for his slash line, and just because he had a rough 17 games doesn't mean he's not good. He can't be a good player. He just probably needed to be down in AAA the whole time and maybe hope to improve. Eric Brown Jr., He has 268, 354, 461. So he's playing well. I mean, he's 40 overall, but I mean, he's 22, right? So like, he should be up quicker than Jackson Cheerio, right? Like, he'll probably start in AAA next year, I would think. Outside of that, a lot of guys that were just average. I mean, or that like have a chance. They just need to continue to improve. So interesting. Let's look at the other standings real quick, because we're middle of August. It would be interesting to see where everyone's at. We are 2.5 games up on the Cardinals with a magic number of 42. So, rough 3 games there. We had a 5-game lead just collapsed to a 2.5 game lead, which isn't ideal, but it is what it is. Atlanta has a 6.5 game lead. They're 30 games over 500, or 17 games over 500. The Dodgers, who we play next, are right around 20 games over 500 with a half game lead on the Padres. With that, I saw they got Syndergaard and Ohtani added to their lineup, or added to the pitching rotation. So they're going to be tough. They made some moves to get Ohtani. Ohtani just had to move north a little bit and got to a good team. On the wild card, the Cardinals got the 3rd wild card spot, so we are tied with the Mets for the 2nd wild card spot technically. But yeah, so in this episode, we played 10 games. We went 6-4. We won the first series 3-1, swept the second series, got swept the third series. So we're 6-4 the last 10 games. And then in the AL, the Rays lead by 8 games. The Guardians lead by a game and a half. The Mariners lead by 10 games. And the Twins, White Sox both have 4-game leads on the last wild card spot. And then Astros have the last wild card spot with just a half-game lead over the Orioles and a game and a half over the Yankees and 2.5 over the Red Sox. So the AL East is tough. You have 3 teams over 500, so it's a battle over there. But that will do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you think there's any lineup changes or anything like that in the rotation, or when we should start trimming down the 6-man rotation to a 5-man rotation. All right, because we have a month and a half left of the season. I think I might do this into September still and go from there and figure it out, because we have a stretch in September where we play, for 2+ weeks straight, right? This is 7 days, 14 days, 15, 16, 17. So after that Miami series, I will probably cut it down to a 5-man rotation. But I might just leave it as a 6. Everyone gets one more start. But it'll also depend on playoffs and such. So I want to make sure. I don't want Burns throwing the Sunday game, or Peralta. How Peralta's throwing, he might be starting game 1 if he continues to be hot. And I don't want him pitching here and then pitching here. And that's 4 days rest. I get it, but I prefer to not rush him on that type of situation. So yeah, that will do it for this episode. Have a great night.